Hi Capricorn, welcome. So Capricorn, this is going to be your reading. I am going to start with the spiritual messages and then I'm going to go into the you versus them. Love reading. My readings are timeless. I just trust that whenever you find this, that's when it's for you. I'm trusting law of attraction to attract those that will resonate with this video to my video. So if you found yourself here, welcome, welcome. So, Capricorn, woof, I feel a little tension in the air as I prepare for your reading. I wanted to do yours a little earlier in the month than I did last month as like a little treat. But I had to meditate for quite a while to get into a space of receptivity. So I don't know if you've just been, having trouble finding that balance within yourself, or maybe finding that ease type of energy. You might be feeling maybe a little bit tense or uneasy. But I actually do feel that overall there is balance coming to the Capricorn collective energy, as you do have the card of opposition and balance, and then the card of the North Node, Aquarian energy. You may be on the cusp, have that in your chart, and or be dealing with somebody with that in their chart. I also have Libra here, same thing. And it could just be the overarching energy. So it's all about your soul school, your learning curve. It's about, allowing yourself to go into different places. And I mean mentally. I'm not talking about on the physical level. I'm talking about on the mental level. New ways of thinking, new ways of processing, life, or your persona or yourself, because I think that there's like this misnomer out there that our personalities are set in stone and I am who I am type of thing. And to some degree, the personality, your personality doesn't deviate too much in a lifetime, but it has the ability to. It has the ability to transform into whatever you want it to be. Honestly, you're the creator of you. How you present yourself, how you choose to think, how you choose to love, all of that. It may not always feel like it's your choice, but it is always your choice. So I always, when I do spiritual readings for people in private, I always want to remind them that, manifestations are cool and all of that, and it's nice to be our own creators, but mainly what you're here to create is you. The best and most lovable, likable, happiest version of you. It's really about nothing else outside of that, other than becoming the person that you wish to become, whatever that may be. So we're on this journey of like finding ourselves, I feel, Capricorn. And for some of you, it's a very spiritual journey. It's also about finding balance in your relationships and with relationship partners, as they're highlighting relationships in particular. And it's also about your goals and what you come forth in this lifetime to accomplish for yourself. So let's see, Capricorn, what else we have coming through for you. I think there's like nothing more exhilarating than discovering a different version of you, or, I don't know, like self-discovery is so underrated, right? But I think it's like one of the most intriguing things that, what life is all about. I don't know why I keep going back to this topic, but self-discovery, that seems to be like the overarching theme for Capricorn right now. Self-discovery, discovering who you are, who you want to be, playing with the energy. You have the creator here, which I think is funny because that's exactly what I'm talking about. The creator is the card of the magician, having all of the tools necessary to create what you want and to be who you want. And then you have the card of the lover. So again, highlighting relationships, soulmates, twin flames, things of that nature. And then I believe this is the card of awareness, but I was going to say seeing beyond the illusion, which is kind of synonymous. So this is all about getting clarity and some sort of heightened awareness as well. So let's go deeper, my Capricorns. I already feel like this was a really deep reading to begin with. So let's go a little bit further and see what else for my Capricorns. What else for Capricorn? You have the card of the Queen of Wands, the Devil, and the Six of Swords. So the Devil is Capricorn energy in tarot, and don't ask me why. I did not make that up. That's just what it is. So this is you showing up in your own reading, which I actually think is a good thing, because this is about you being yourself, you getting to know yourself. Again, that self-discovery energy. The Queen of Wands is a very creative and passionate energy, but it can also be very driven and sometimes a little too driven, you know, to the point where you might actually put yourself into overdrive, Capricorn, and overdo it. So be careful with that. There's a caution around that. There is also this message about perseverance and like going outside of your comfort zone and, you know, knocking down barriers as well. So I feel like this may be a time where you just get hyper focused or hyper fixated on something you want for yourself, and like there's no limit. There's nothing that will stop you, you know. And Capricorn, you're one of the hardest workers, I feel, in the zodiac. Like, you're somebody who, when you do get your sights set on a goal or something you want for yourself or whatever, a vision, you will see it through to the end. You will, you know, do whatever you can to accomplish that. And there's very little that's going to hold you back. And so I feel like this hyper drive, this hyper focus, this hyper awareness towards like getting towards a goal that you really are wanting for yourself. And what's weird is a few different times now during this reading, I have felt like giving up. Like, it's just a random thought in between me speaking and my sentences that's like, oh, just give it up. And so I don't know if this is like inner dialogue that you have, or it's just like, oh, just give it up. But it's like you're pushing through that energy anyways. It's like, no, I cannot give up. And in a way, it feels a bit exhausting to me. So again, it's that sense of like overdrive, right? I feel you can handle it, but don't ever push yourself to the point, to your own limits, right? Where you're out of balance and now, you know, your moods or your emotions are reflecting that in a negative way, because that's counterproductive, right? When you start to feel out of balance like that emotionally, that's when you need to kind of take a break and recoup and then come at it again another day. But let's see what else for Capricorn. Two of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. So this is kind of talking about just having a lot to juggle, a lot to do, you know, maybe different priorities that are pulling your attention in different ways. I love that the Four of Swords is here, though, because I feel like you can do this, you know, and with ease, right? This is the card of rest and healing and restoration. And yet there's all this busybody energy with the Knight of Wands here. Lots of action happening, I feel, during this time frame. Lots of things to do, lots of, you know, places to go, or I don't know. Like, there just seems to be a lot on your plate right now. And so it's going to be more important than ever that you do prioritize me time, meditation, you know, rest, so that you can keep up. Because I'm also getting a Beyonce song. Can you keep up? I don't wanna lose my breath. Anyways. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, whoo, there's a lot coming through here for you that's going to require your attention. But I feel, again, this is something that you're well equipped to do. You have balance coming in. This is about discovering yourself and what's on your life path. It's not, to me, if I can get the words out, hold on a second. It's weird because it feels like that really it's like a hodgepodge of all these things maybe coming at you or that you need to do, and that it doesn't feel maybe even that you have a choice in some of this, right? Or that you're being pulled in many different directions. So I get a sense of like, well, how can this be self-discovery? I don't even have time for that. And it's like, but you are discovering who you are day by day through this process, through these things that seem like menial tasks or things that you have to get done. You're discovering yourself, your patience, what you're capable of doing, your ability to stay feeling good even when things get hectic. You're testing boundaries with yourself emotionally, mentally. So in essence, I think because this seems a little chaotic, Spirit wanting you to take that more higher level approach of what is this all really about? Okay. Three of Wands. Oh, do I have two different? How did this get in there? Sorry. And don't mind my dog. Okay, let's see what else as I talk about chaos. Chaos ensues, Let's see, what else for Capricorn? Three of Wands, Three of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. So, wow, very interesting. So they're wanting to highlight and go back to relationships again, which I'm going to do a reading just for love here in a second. But they're wanting to come back to bringing balance to that area of your life again, because it seems that things have been out of balance possibly there. If there's been things that have hurt you, Capricorn, or that maybe you need to be on the mend with, this is an opportunity to bring healing and maybe mend some things or find a solution there, okay, if nothing else. The Three of Wands to me is, somebody who has made a decision to move forward or move on from something. And what are you moving away from? The Three of Swords. This is painful energy. This is, feeling like you got your heart broke almost. But then you also have the Ten of Cups here. Now, some of you, this may be involving family or a family member, and it's just something that, maybe in time you're going to move away from, or there's so many different ways I can read this. Here's what I'm feeling. Some of you, it is literally about moving away from your family. Some of you want to move away from your family. I don't know. Others of you, it's just a relationship dynamic here that's gone awry. And it's about you moving on from that or leaving that in the past. And that brings some sort of balance, back into your life, Capricorn, or back into the mix. And honestly, I don't know if you even have time to deal with this right now. Because again, I feel like a lot of different things are coming at you. And you're kind of on this bigger, like there's a bigger picture here for you, so, but let me get one clarifier. What is the Three of Swords? Yeah, there's like a sense of needing to let something go because you just can't win. You can't always make somebody see your point of view or why you're deciding to go about your life the way you're going about it. You're on a path of self-discovery. So it's not really about others. Although I think it's wonderful to be compassionate and caring about especially our loved ones, what they think and how they feel, but you can't always do that. Sometimes it is about how you feel, you know, because you're the one living your life, you know. And so it's like having, you know, all of these balls in the air, and the only way you're going to figure it out, or the only way you're going to find balance without everything crashing down, is to first find yourself and listen to yourself and how you feel and what you want. And then, you know, deal with the rest later, or let the chips fall where they may. And in a weird way, it's actually bringing, or will bring about, balance, even though that may not seem logical, but sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. You know what I mean? So what an interesting reading. Let me get a guidance card, and then we're going to go into the you versus them reading. So what is the guidance for Capricorn? Super interesting. Card number 39. I can get from an unwanted to a wanted. As you walk away from one unpleasant situation, the law of attraction will bring you another unpleasant situation that will feel very much like it, and usually quickly, because you cannot get there from there. To get where you want to be, to that place of feeling better, you have to reach for feeling better and the alignment first. Getting yourself feeling good before you take action is always the best process. For when you do not feel good and you take action from that space, you cannot be inspired to an action that will solve the problem. It will only grow it. Get yourself feeling good, then take the action. Sound advice. All right, Capricorn. Woo, let's go into the you versus them and see what's next. Stay right there. I'll be right back. Welcome back. So Capricorn, this is going to be your you versus them reading. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person you may be connecting with. Keep in mind it is a general reading, so the roles may be reversed. Feel free to flip it if you need to. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and let's get into it. So you have the card of friendliness here. And what else? And your person has the card of the creator. So both of these are really bright and beautiful energies. You actually got this card in your spiritual reading. So for you, it's about friendship, right? And this could very well be a friend or somebody that began as friends, whatever. Or maybe you're just feeling friendly. I don't know. But this person has the creator, which is the magician. So I feel like this person, you know, has the ability to create in their own experience, to get what they want out of a situation should they move the energy correctly. It's a very powerful energy to be in. And it could be also that you're creating a connection with each other during this time frame. So it's funny because in the spiritual reading, they were also highlighting relationships, particularly family, but now they're highlighting friendship. So just want to make that note. Anyways, let's see what else for Capricorn. The Magician. Oh my goodness. The Lovers, the Eight of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like Capricorn, sorry, I have the itchies all of a sudden. I feel like at least in the recent past, you've been in this space of, you know, trying to manifest a soulmate, a twin flame, a partnership, a friendship, whatever, a relationship. Or maybe you did manifest that for some of you. But then I feel like there's all these restrictions here and blockages and, you know, things that, you know, maybe didn't go as planned or that you feared possibly wouldn't go as planned. The Six of Swords is kind of moving away from that, but it's moving right into the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like you really couldn't get away from maybe your own fears or doubts about relationships in general, or, you know, some of your own insecurities possibly, which I think is funny because sometimes we're not even aware of the parts of ourselves that we have yet to shore up with or heal until we get into connections, relationships, friendships, and then through the dynamic of the friendship, it starts to maybe show us areas of ourselves where, you know, we haven't really conquered yet, you know, some of our own fears and insecurities. And that's pretty common, you know. I don't think that's an unusual thing, Capricorn. And I feel like it's something that, you know, is not relatively new to you either. Like, I think that there's an awareness here about maybe your own, I don't want to say shortcomings, although that's the word that's coming to mind. I want to say your own areas of self that could use some improvement, right? And you may have encountered this by maybe attracting a partner or a friend or somebody who kind of brought that out, maybe through their own actions, right? Observing somebody else that has a same or similar issue as you, or maybe they bring that out in you, Capricorn. Like, say when you're around this person, they just have a tendency to bring that one behavior trait or reaction out of you. And it's all part of the process. It's all part of healing. It's all part of your self-discovery, which is what the spiritual reading was actually about as well. So I feel like that's kind of what's led up to the current moment on your end. Let's see this person's recent past. I also feel very philosophical today. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I meditate before I do all of these readings to try and... I always ask for the same things, by the way, when I meditate. I ask for the highest good, most loving, most resonant messages for anybody who may click on this video or have Capricorn in their chart. That's what I ask for. But sometimes I come out of those meditations like super chatty or bubbly or funny or sometimes irritated. And today I feel very philosophical. You know what I mean? Like very deep thinking. So I feel like, again, and your spiritual reading was about that, like the deeper aspects of yourself, your spiritual self. And so I don't know if you've just been in a deep thinking place, or maybe you're a philosopher yourself. I'm not sure. I do feel Capricorn energy to be very intelligent, very deep thinkers. My son is a Capricorn. He just blows my mind with the stuff he understands and thinks about. And I'm like, wow, you're like an old man in a young boy's body. Like, what? So anyways, the Magician, the Ten of Pentacles in the World. So for this person in their recent past, it's been all about manifesting that foundation, you know, that stability in their life. For some of them, the Ten of Pentacles to me is about established relationships, establishments, family as well being highlighted in this person's past. Their own success, kind of accomplishing their own goals. So I feel like this person's been very busy and maybe trying to accomplish some things for themselves that they can feel good about, that will benefit them in the long run as well, and or the connection, if you're in connection with this person. So let's see, how do you perceive each other then in the now? What do you think about each other in the now? Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. And the Queen of Wands. It's weird because I feel a lot of passion and I feel a lot of hesitancy at the same time. Like there seems to be like a buildup of excitement. You can see the potential in this person or in this connection. And yet there is a little bit of a resistance here when it comes to maybe opening up or giving to each other. Whether that's coming from you or this person, I can't tell. But that's kind of what I get here. And I also got worth your time as well. I think wanting to make sure, make sure something is worth your time. Let's see this person. How do they view you? And I'm also getting a B. Miller song. I can't think of the name of it. If it comes to me, I'll let you know. Okay, how they view you. 4 of Pentacles, the Tower, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Cups. Well, I feel like the first thing that I got was a closed book. It could be literally or figuratively. But it's a sense of like, there seems to be a lot of confusion here going on in this person's headspace. Maybe because they're not sure what to think, or maybe they feel your energy is closed off. Maybe they're trying to figure out if this is worth their time and energy. I feel like an evaluation type of vibe going on. I don't know if you're both evaluating each other, or, you know, maybe evaluating the connection. I feel like this person isn't really sure either what you feel or what you want to do, or do you want to work on it? Do you not want to work on it? Do you want to be on the same page? Do you not want to be on the same page? And I also got the term oddball, or the odd one out. And again, this can be vice versa. This could be also, this could be with the energy they're giving off, but I'm reading it as how they're seeing you. So I feel like they're not sure. Let's go deeper. How do they feel? No, how does Capricorn feel underneath it all? Well, you've definitely been hurt, okay? And I feel like this is in the past. I don't feel it's from this person, but again, it's a general reading, so it could have been. And I feel that message about being on the mend again. So I feel like, and I got that in the spiritual reading about being on the mend. But I think you're very careful, you know, about who you really give all of yourself to, or all of your heart to. Sometimes the Page of Cups, especially when the Page of Cups has been hurt, it's kind of like that loss of innocence, that loss of trust. You know what I mean? Like think of a child that's been hurt, right? Usually children that have been hurt, this is just an example, not saying this is not part of the prediction, but tend to be a bit more withdrawn or less likely to trust, right? Some of you, this is inner child wounding, you know. But take it as it's resonating. And then the 7 of Pentacles is somebody who's very patient, who's willing to take their time, look at all the angles. So I feel you being, again, very mindful, we'll say that, with what and who you're giving your time and energy to. And there you are, Capricorn. And at the same time, I feel there is a hyper fixation or focus right now on either a goal you have, or like this path of self-discovery. And that came up in the spiritual reading as well. So let's go into this person's heart space. What do they got going on? The 5 of Cups, the Hierophant, the 8 of Cups, and the Emperor. So this person is, you know, they're in the space where if they've had something emotionally draining or exhausting going on, they're in the process of leaving that behind right now. Instead, I feel like this person is trying to put their focus on doing what's best for them, doing the right thing for them, maintaining their sense of control. And for a very few of you, I heard sobriety. I don't know if that's an issue, but I feel like this person is very much wanting to feel like that they're in control. And how are they going to do that? By honoring what they feel is best for them, honoring possibly some commitments or a commitment that they've made. And for some reason, I feel like this person is maybe unsure of what you think or how you think about that or about them. Because I do feel, Capricorn, that like you're not wearing your heart on your sleeve necessarily. Okay. So that was the Tower that flew out. Next steps. Ooh, Ten of Swords. Yep, Page of Swords. Six of Cups. See, there's something very disruptive from the past, and yet it's showing up in the future. And let me tell you, since we get what we focus on, if we over-fixate on the past, that's why the past repeats. And I don't know if somebody, needs to explain this to all the history teachers out there, how creation works and law of attraction, but we keep teaching the most horrible events. See, we have horrible events happen as a society, and then we're like, write them down, and then remind every generation that comes forward of this horrible thing that they had nothing to do with, and put it into their minds. And as we do that, and we regurgitate the past, and because we get what we focus on and talk about and think about, guess what happens? We recreate it over and over and over again. They say, why does the past keep repeating? Because you keep focusing on it and teaching about it and making monuments about it. I'm not saying abolish history class. Some would say, well, there's value in learning from that. And that would be true if there was a learning going on. But it's more of a regurgitation than anything, right? But I am saying, like, I don't even know how I went into that, but be careful what you're giving your focus to, Capricorn. If something very disruptive happened in your past, and then you keep telling a story about it, and you keep thinking about it, and you keep focusing on it, and you keep fearing it, you can absolutely, you won't manifest exactly the same scenario, because the energy is always changing, but a similar scenario. And you're in complete control of that. As hard and as almost wonderful and yet horrible as that all sounds, depending on what perspective you're going to take. It's your creation, and you're the only one thinking your thoughts, and you're the only one vibrating for yourself. So it is your choice, even if it doesn't feel like your choice, it is. So I feel like there's something from the past here that really shook you up, or disruptive, or exhausted you, or it was a betrayal or an ending of some sort. Take it as it's resonating. And it's showing up in the future energy, which means there's been speculation about this, and or a regurgitation of it coming up. Now, this is preventable, 100%. And I heard to a degree. And how do you do that? By shifting your focus onto the here and now, by shifting your focus also to what you're appreciative of in the here and now. Appreciation. If you can garner the emotion of appreciation on a daily basis, your life will change in 30 days. If your predominant emotion is appreciation, everything will improve in your life within 30 days if that's your primary emotion every single moment of every single day for 30 days straight. Now, that's really hard to do in this world, but it's not impossible. I'm just saying. But also, sometimes we just can't get around things, right? And that's all right too. If you need to process something, process it. If there's a disruption here in your healing journey or in your self-awareness journey, that's all right. Feel it. Honor your feelings. Don't try to, stick a happy face sticker on a empty gas tank, right? And pretend it's full. It's not about pretending to be something you're not. It's about honoring your emotions. But I do feel that there's this very disruptive energy here, and it's coming through as future energy, but as old energy. It's like regurgitating something old, but in a way it's benefiting you because like you're getting to relook at it through new eyes, and yet at the same time not really, because there's a lot of skepticism about this. This is something you've been holding on to. Some of you aren't even aware that you've been holding on to this, but it will be known because it will show itself to you. And it's coming up again. It's bubbling up again. Whatever this memory, emotion, event, whatever this is, it's coming up again for you to relook at, for not to relive. No, that's what some of you relive. I don't want to say that though. Refeel. I think that's a better accurate. Refeel and then release. And this happens every so often, right? Usually around a full moon. I don't know when the next full moon is. And here's the release right there at the bottom of the deck. All right, so wow, holy cow. What has this person got going on over here? The Three of Cups. If I was to teach a history class, to go back to that, here would be my history lesson. Here we all are today, born anew as of this morning. Nothing else matters other than what's in front of you and what's coming in the future. The end. That would be my history class. Yeah. The non-history history class. And they would say, but wait, don't you want to tell them about all these things to avoid based on these horrible, tragic events in the past? And I would say, nope, because that's going to make it more likely that they themselves will occur. It will occur in their lifetime. So I would say, class adjourned. Now go live your life and be happy and look to your future. Anyways, I feel like I need to put those cards back because I wasn't really paying attention. I was daydreaming about like what my history class would be if I was teaching it. Okay, Three of Cups, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords. Why the Eight? The Two of Wands. So I feel like this person is going, you know, the Three of Cups to me is about supporting each other. It's also a friendship group. Now, some of you, this is your friend, okay, or somebody you're friends with. Or is in your social group, okay? Take it as it's resonating, though. This can also talk about reconciliation, reunion. The Seven of Pentacles is kind of focusing on what you're invested in, your investments. It's talking about growth and development. So there may be a development in the connection here or a development in the friendship. You've got some stuff from the past that you're needing to let go of, and that's your work. That's your work to do. So that's your self-discovery work. This person, you know, they have some insecurities as well that they're dealing with. It's mostly, what I feel coming through is like, it's mostly about like, are they making the right decision for their future? I feel like this person is very much interested in, you know, what's coming for them in the future. But at the same time, this person is trying to be open, you know, open-minded, right, to new possibilities and new things. And yet at the same time, they fear it all at the same time. Yeah. Very interesting. But yes, so let's see what the guidance is then for the both of you. Ooh, I felt it was this one, but this one came out too. Card number 6. My most important relationship is with my source. There's no relationship of greater importance to achieve than the relationship between you and your physical body right here and now and the soul source God from which you have come. If you tend to that relationship first and foremost, you will then and only then have the stable footing to proceed into another relationship. Your relationship with your own body, with money, with your parents, children, grandchildren, and your world will all fall easily into alignment once you tend to your fundamental relationship with your soul source God first. And that means you got to love yourself, Capricorn, because you are that of which you seek. And then card number 29, our diversity supports our individual freedom. While your societies continue to try to dictate and enforce human behavior to please the majority, because of your diversity, it continues to be an uncomfortable struggle that again and again will fall of its economic weight. There's simply not enough money in this world to buck the natural current of individual freedom and independence of thought. Very interesting. All right, Capricorn, we're going to leave it there for now. Zodiac signs you may be connecting with or have in your own chart. I had Libra and Aquarius in the spiritual reading, but I also have Pisces here, Aries, Taurus, Scorpio. Could be dealing with another Capricorn. Got Pisces again, Scorpio again, Gemini, okay, and Sagittarius energy. But could be dealing with any sign. It is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe. Find me on Facebook, Tarot Time with Dana, and Instagram. Also linked down below and in the About section. Otherwise, wishing you the very best. And until next time, my friends, namaste.